As you can see in the screen, today we are working with something which is related to file handling. What does it mean in file handling in C? In C, file handling lets you store the data permanently in the file like txt instead of just using memory, that is RAM, which is temporary. What does it mean? For example, without file handling, you store the data in variables, as we have done the concept of variables and all in C. But when the program ends, the data is gone. Every time when we run the program, the data is not there. Every time we have to run the program again and again, and then we take the input, fresh input, and we got the fresh output. But that output is not stored anywhere. With the file handling, you store the data in a file and it is there even after you close the program. This is the basic idea of file handling. File handling does that it stores the data permanently. It stores the data permanently. Now the question arises how it is going to store the data permanently and how we are going to work with that. So we'll just delete this portion and we will start with the hash include, as we are working with the C programming. So we say stdio.h and then the void main and then the opening, then the closing one, and this is the main structure of your file handling. So what is a file handling? File handling is to store the output in a particular file. So for that you need one particular keyword that is called as file. File is a keyword which is required for that, and you will just say star, that means pointer, with it. So you need to mention file, that is capital, and it is always in capital, and it is a keyword. You need to put it as it is. Star p means it's a pointer which is pointing to the file. That's it. Now after that, if p is a pointer, so p is assigning taking a value. So we say p is equals to, there is a one function of file handling that is called as fopen, and we will say open a file, whatever the file name you want to give. So for example, I want to give a file name Annie and .txt, as we have mentioned in theory that it is going to store something. So what it is going to store and how it is going to store. So there are three modes: write, read, or you can say append. So in this case I am using a write mode because I am going to write something on Annie.txt that will be permanent for this. So in this way you can work with it, and then you put a semicolon here, and now you want to store something. So what you will do, there is a one more method which you have to do. There is a one function called as fprintf. Okay, fprintf is a function. See, printf was a function which is used for displaying the data on the screen. Now fprintf is a function which is used for putting the data on the file. So this is a basic difference between printf and fprintf. Fprintf is putting the data onto the file, and printf is putting the data onto the screen. Okay, so we will say, okay, I want some data. So first I have to mention the pointer name by which I can put the data. So for example, I want to put data welcome to file handling. Earlier when I was printing it one time, and next time it was not there in the output screen, and I was not able to store this. Right now at the last you can close the file, but as a beginner, if we put it as it is, no issue. We have to just see how this concept is. So first line is for file, that is what type of pointer it is. It is a type of file pointer, and then there is an inbuilt function fopen which is used for opening the file with which mode you want. So for this time we are writing onto that file, that means we are putting something onto that file. That's why I put W. If you are reading from the file, then you put R with it. So this time W, and what the message I want to store, welcome to the file handling, or welcome to anything you can put it. So if the program is right, if my program is right, if I just try to run the code and I want to see, it is not going to give me any output, but what exactly it has done. See, I have not used any printf, so that's why there is no output on the screen. So fprintf is for storing the data, whatever data you have put, that will be stored onto the file. What is the file name? Annie.txt, and I'm saying write onto the file. So where is the file? It is on the this particular location. Which is the location? C drive, users, Dell, desktop. So I just need to, because once I have executed the file, I need to open that file which is there in the desktop, not in the simple desktop. I'm saying C drive, and I'm saying what will be the procedure. In my case, it is users. It says users, then the Dell, and then I need to mention the desktop. So this is a desktop, and I find any is there. I just double click here and I'll see whether it is giving me the same data which is there. Yes, it is permanent. That means once I have closed the operation from this, and if I want to open it, I can open it directly from anywhere. I can click on the desktop which is there. If the this desktop is not that, the desktop is from the C drive, and then I have mentioned users, and then then desktop. So whatever the path is there, that is mentioned. So any, so it is permanent. So what exactly is the purpose of file handling? File handling is used for storing the data onto the file instead of putting it onto the screen. This is the basic concept. There are many other operations which are related to the file handling that we definitely cover in the coming sections, and let me know in the comment if you really want to go with the file handling. I'll make a one more video on it, and I hope you have now clear concept of what exactly file handling is and why we are using this. If you really find the content useful, put a thumbs up, share with your friends, subscribe the channel. I'll meet you in the next chapter of programming. Till then, take care. Bye bye.